We just now arrived by shuttle flight from the orbiting portal. I'm Commander Farman. I'll be the second in command for this mission.
Welcome, Commander.
And this is Lieutenant Vectin, the ship's Chief Science Officer.
Have a smooth ride?
No complaints.
Well then. Welcome to the Forward Control Station. I'm Lieutenant Lee. I'll be working communications.
At this point, we haven't been filled in on the mission details.
We are anxiously looking forward to the briefing for this sudden and otherwise mysterious mission.
Of course. The captain is scheduled to arrive here shortly, and the rest of the crew members as well. Meantime, let me fill you in with some basics.
How about something really basic? Where are we going?
If you would both please watch the central monitor. This displays the galaxy map, containing the star charts that show the local cluster, wherein lies the star called Altair. About 35 years ago, Altair was discovered to have orbiting Class M Type 1 planets. This is Altair's fourth planet. It was chosen as a destination for the Volarathon expedition. That ship departed 30 years ago and has not been heard from for 26 years.
26 years?
The galaxy map showed Altair at a distance of 4 parsecs. That's 13 light-years travel. Or, to put it another way, for us, 18 months in hyperspace.
And we are scheduled to take off with a crew of 16 and just 2 sols. Be comfortable. Come and join me for some refreshments.
Interesting retro look. Is it on purpose? There is something which bears explanation. If the Volarathon hasn't been heard from in 26 years, why hastily schedule a mission now?
Exactly. What changed? Why now?
Excellent question. Not to spoil the briefing, but here's the answer. 20 sols ago, it was learned that an unmanned probe, sent to investigate the Altair system, was unexpectedly scanned by ground-based radar originating from Altair 4. No response to the ongoing communication queries has yet been detected.
Would you say that technology capable of radar scan can be adapted for communication purposes?
Assuming that's what they wish to do.
A totally logical assumption. I think it's time to secure quarters before the briefing gets underway.
Commander, this is your personal quarters. I hope you will find it to be comfortable.
I'm quite sure this will do. Thank you, Ensign.
We will signal you here 30 minutes before the briefing starts. Good day, Commander. Lieutenant, if you will please follow me. I'll show you to your quarters. Well, Lieutenant, here we are. You will find your quarters on the upper level for the junior officers. I trust you can find your own way up. We will call you for the meeting.
I was told that the briefing will begin shortly. Until then, let me introduce you to some of the ship's section officers. On the left is our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. McCoy.
Glad to meet you.
Next is the ship's Security Chief, Lieutenant Jansen. And on the far right is our Chief Engineer, Lieutenant Commander Scott.
Good to have you join us on this mission.
Please welcome Commander Farman and Chief Science Officer, Lieutenant Beckton. Oh, excellent. Here's the captain and the remaining bridge crew. Glad to see my crew assembled. I'm Captain John Adams. Meet the flight navigator on my left and the yeoman on my right. Take your seats and we'll get started.
Excuse me, Captain. May I have a word in private?
Certainly, Commander. After the mission briefing. Now let's get started. Okay, I'll make this short and to the point. We're traveling to the Altair solar system. Our mission is to determine the fate of the Polarathon expedition. We have reason to believe that there may be some surviving members of that exploration. 26 years has passed since the last communication was received from the ship's captain. This mission involves deep space transit. The crew will be required to spend more than 500 sols in hyperspace. Detailed specifications will be made available to each of you according to your specialized needs. That's it. All are now dismissed. Commander, I'll have that private conversation with you now. Well, Commander, what's on your mind?
This mission. There must be some mistake for me to be assigned.
What's wrong? You're not up for the long trip?
You know it's not that, sir. We have some history between us. I wouldn't want to jeopardize the mission in any way.
Are you saying that you can't serve under my command? That would be a dereliction of your duties as an officer in the service.
I just thought you would prefer another second in command.
You were selected at my request. Based on your qualifications, you fit the job. Any history between us had better remain in the past. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear. I won't speak of it again.
Captain. Oh, here you are, Captain. The engineering technicians require your clearance to test the ship's ion propulsion engines.
Thank you, Yeoman. I'll be right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Commander. Let's focus on the mission.
The commander should be pleased to know he has passed its pre-flight examination, and with flying colors.
That should come as no surprise. Yes?
I thought you looked a little pale when the captain showed for the briefing.
I have to admit, I was caught by surprise.
Is it anything the ship's crew needs to be concerned with?
Absolutely not.
Excuse me. Shall I call in the next crew member? We have just a few more pre-flight examinations to complete.
Good day, Commander. Let's talk later.
I heard there was a woman involved.
Shall we complete the examinations? So you will be traveling for at least 36 months? That's such a long time to lose out of your life.
But I don't see it as losing time out of my life. I believe that such times are what define my life. A sense of exploration and unforgettable adventure. And perhaps a bit of danger too.
Does it mean you can't have a special partner in your life?
Hold that thought for just a minute. Accept incoming message.
Hello, Commander. The captain and myself have decided to make the rounds throughout the facility and touch base with all the ship's crew members. The fact is, we would like you to join us. That is, if you are available.
Captain's orders.
Well, I'm not sure.
Commander, it would be our pleasure to have you join us.
That's settled then. Meet you at the cafeteria in 15.
I won't say what we both know to be so obvious.
Well, here are the only two crew members we haven't met before boarding.
We are going to be aboard for quite a while. I can't overstate the importance here.
Well said, Commander. My feelings exactly.
Good afternoon, Captain, Commander and Lieutenant. I'm Natalie. This is Luke. We are responsible for feeding you and the crew for the next 36 months.
I trust you will be satisfied with our offerings.
I hope so too. I promise to tell you quickly if it is otherwise.
Fair enough, Captain. We stand warned.
Be aware that our provisions are limited. The ship is not designed to have a 4-star restaurant.
Agreed. We stand warned as well. See you both on board. We are set for takeoff early tomorrow morning.
Bartender, come here.
Do you want more?
Aye, we want more. But a question first. What's the difference between a bartender and a toilet seat?
Non sequitur.
The toilet seat only has to deal with one ass at a time.
Non sequitur. I am not programmed for poor quality humor. Do you want more?
Well, it seems that we have located our chief engineer in his section.
I captain. Just a last bit of shore leave before the trip.
Make room for company. Bartender, set us up. The time is here. The mission planning is completed. The ship is fully powered, and all provisions have been stowed on board. Load your gear and start the boarding process. I'm counting on each and every member of this crew to ensure a successful mission. Any questions? Comments? Okay then. Let's go. Navigator. Are you set on course parameters?
Affirmative. The computers are locked onto the destination coordinates and tracking with advanced vector drive status.
And the executive command module?
We have full systems integration operational, running at optimal performance levels.
Scientific analysis and instrumentation?
Environmental scanning and life science sensors display fully functional.
Communications? Communications working. Captain, I have an incoming message from Mission Control Central. Main screen, please.
Message to Captain of the Cruiser. This is the Director of Operations. You have not cleared to depart on your mission to Altair 4. Bon voyage and good luck to you and your shipment. We all look forward to a successful mission and to your safe return. Mission Control. Over in that.
Very well then. Make ready to get underway.
On your mark, Captain.
The command is given. Impulse power. Separate from space dock.
Captain. We are coming into range of the Kruger star system.
Very well. Flight and intercept course for the Altair solar system. Commander. Disengage hyperdrive. Reduce velocity to sublight speed. We will begin our approach.
Affirmative. Transitioning from hyperdrive to sublight velocity. We are now running on ion propulsion engines.
Communications. Monitor all signal activity. Science Officer. Direct all scanning instrumentation upon approach to the planetary system.
We have now entered the Altair solar system. Proceeding to the fourth planet. Captain, we are closing on the planet Altair 4.
And we are now being tracked by ground-based radar.
Captain, I'm picking up a communication signal originating from the planet's surface. Navigator, assume standard orbit. Science Station, commence all sensor scans of the planet Altair 4. Communications, can you pinpoint the location of the signal's origin?
Captain, surface scan reveals no visible buildings or other settlement structures present.
Captain, the signal originates from an area measuring 20 miles square.
20 miles square? That's incredible.
Captain, I have an incoming video communication message. Put it on the main viewer screen. Unauthorized spacecraft orbiting Altair 4. Please identify yourself now. I repeat, spacecraft, identify yourself. Altair 4. This is Captain Adams of Earth-based Stark Cruiser C-57D. Acknowledged. Stark Cruiser C-57D. Captain, you are requested to state your business. To whom am I stating my business? This is Dr. Edward Morbius of the Polarathon Expedition. Dr. Morbius, we are pleased to find that your expedition has survived. We're here as your relief. Captain, I require no assistance here whatsoever. Your best action is to turn around and return to your base.
What do you know? The red carpet treatment.
Dr. Morbius, I have my orders to land on Altair 4 and assess the situation there. Please provide my ship with landing coordinates. Captain, I repeat again, there's no reason for you to land here. I implore you, turn around and go home. We intend to put down on Altair 4, Morbius. We require landing coordinates. Very well. Since you insist, I assume you have standard charts. You may come in at coordinates 40.7128 degrees north and 74.0059 degrees west. But Captain, I can't be responsible if you terminate signal. Commander, we will initiate final approach. Navigator, input those landing coordinates. We're going to land. Altera, there's something very important that I need to tell you. I have tracked an Earth cruiser, currently in orbit around the planet.
That's exciting, Father. Finally, I will have the opportunity to meet people from Earth.
But I forbade the ship's commander to land his ship here. I told him that his best course of action is to return to his home base.
Father, why ever would you do such a thing?
I explained to you while you were young how contact with the Earth culture was so tragic and caused us great loss. Nevertheless, the captain is putting his ship down beyond the first ridge. I've sent the robot to meet them and bring them to the residence. Once there, I'll offer them food and refreshments, then send them on their way. Altera, please don't join us. I ask this for your own protection.
Greetings, crew members of Earth Cruiser C-57D. Welcome to Altair 4. I'm programmed to bring you to the residence of Dr. Morbius.
I'm Captain Adams, with Commander Farman and Lieutenant Beckton.
If you would please come this way. Dr. Morbius is awaiting your visit. Follow me. Morbius. From the Earth ship. Captain Adams, Commander Farman, and Lieutenant Beckton. By your command.
Thank you, Robbie. You may resume preparing food and refreshments for this unprecedented and unexpected visit from our star traveling guests. Now, dear guests, follow me to my office so that we may begin a discussion of our situation and its swift resolution.
Dr. Morbius, A question, if I may. I am curious to know how your settlement was not detected by our ship's sensor scans.
The main power generator produces a blocking screen that deflects sensor scans of the conventional types. The shield is used to ward off uninvited and unwanted visitors. It's surprising how far advanced your buildings and technology appear to be. This colony's apparent development is unexpected, considering the absence of communications for so long a time.
Sir, how many of the 47 expedition members are still living?
The answer to your question, Commander, is that I am the only surviving member of the Polarathon expedition. All the others are dead. What were the symptoms of their deaths? Symptoms, Captain? They were violently killed by some beastly force which never once showed itself. Yes, all were killed just about the second year after landing here. All except my wife, who died 3 years later from natural causes.
Captain, the ship's roster did not include a Mrs. Morbius on the crew list.
Lieutenant, check the computer records for Helen Benson, an agricultural department. We were married by the ship's captain during our journey here. How can you explain that you and your wife were immune to the attacks that resulted in the deaths of the entire expedition? I can only say that my wife and I differed from the other crew members in that she and I developed a passion for this new world. We were heartbroken when the captain and others made plans to abandon Altair 4 and return to Earth.
Dr. Morbius, you are a philologist. Your specialty is languages. We would be fascinated to learn what you have been working on for the 26 years incommunicado.
Your curiosity has no limits, Lieutenant. Very well then. Let us finish our meal, and I'll show you what I've discovered here. Well now, if you are satisfied with refreshments, we can visit the laboratory and indulge the Lieutenant's curiosity about what I've been doing here.
Hello, Father. Won't you introduce me to our guests?
Alta, I specifically asked you not to join us for lunch.
Yes. But I'm sure you said nothing about dessert.
Dr. Morbius, I believe you said that. You are the only remaining expedition member. This is my daughter, Altara, named so because she is the only one born on this planet on the first year anniversary here. Obviously not a member of the expedition commander. Altara, it's our unexpected pleasure to meet you. I look forward to the opportunity of seeing you again. Morbius, we'll have to postpone that visit to your laboratory. My mission orders don't cover the situation regarding the expedition deaths. We must return to our ship and set up communications with our home base. Communications, Captain? The planet Altair 4 lies at a distance of 4 parsecs from your home base. Surely you must realize the time factor in transmitting messages throughout deep space.
Yes, of course. we will have to take the ship's hyperdrive offline and reconfigure it to communications to essentially short-circuit 4 parsecs of space-time.
Morbius, I must tell you that you may be required to return with us to answer inquiries about the events that have occurred here. Out of the question, Captain. I would lose years of time away from my research. Return to your ship. I will summon Robbie to escort you.
Goodbye, Captain. Until we meet again.
Crewman. Are you lost? I have been monitoring your movements outside the compound.
No. Not lost. I am the ship's cook. I'm just searching for something to add to the menu. Maybe you can help a visitor to this area and tell me where I can find the real stuff.
Stuff. Crewman.
Mostly just for culinary purposes. You understand?
Stuff.
You know. Spirits. The distilled kind.
You are referring to ethyl alcohol. Is this not correct?
There's no need to put it so crudely. I was hoping for something a bit more polished. Like Scotch whiskey.
I can synthesize a suitable replica for you in my laboratory. It will require 4 hours to complete the aging process. Will 20 gallons be sufficient?
You are a most gracious host. You have my unrelenting gratitude. Could you possibly deliver it here? You know, for discreet purposes.
I will have it here at 2100 hours, assuming nothing else supersedes.
Engineer, how long before we complete the conversion of the ship's drive to power the long-range transmitter?
It's going slowly, Captain. It will be well into the early morning hours before we can test its operation.
Commander, let's be sure to set up a secure perimeter around the ship. No sense in taking chances after what has happened here on Altair 4.
Yes, Captain. I'll see to it right away.
It seems sketchy that Morbius and family were spared from the lethal attacks of some mysterious predator.
Morbius is holding back. He's not telling us all there's to know. It's up to us to get to the bottom of it.
I wonder if Altair can fill in some details. Maybe another visit to the compound could result in a private conversation with her.
You may be right. Let's make an early morning visit.
Storm coming in. Security Chief. The Captain has ordered a secure perimeter around the ship. Set up the electronic fence. Deploy the surveillance drones. And assign security guards to secure the entry and exit hatches. We are elevating to high alert. No one comes or goes without consent.
Yes, Commander. Right away, sir. Anything in particular to watch for?
Affirmative. Watch for anything and everything.
Understood, Commander.
Ensign. Continue to monitor the security cameras. The Captain wants a clean perimeter around the ship tonight.
Yes, sir. Commander, I have a message for you from the security chief on Monitor 2.
Okay. Yes, Chief.
Commander. I have Luke the cook here. He claims he needs to go outside the perimeter tonight.
You have business out there, Luke?
Yes, Commander. I have a procurement of supplies to pick up.
No funny business, Luke. Okay, Chief. Let him go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The captain will not be happy if something goes awry.
Get out. Go on. Get out of my head.
Father. What's wrong? What's bothering you?
Recurring visions. Flashbacks from the terrible tragedy that befell the expedition so many years ago. You were too young to see the horrors of those times.
I thought you no longer had those nightmares.
They have returned since the Earth ship arrived here. I warned the captain not to land here. I can't be responsible for their safety.
Are they in danger?
Danger? Yes, Alta. As long as they remain here, they are in grave danger.
Then we must warn them and make them understand. Captain,
Captain here.
this is sick bay. Dr. McCoy here. The chief engineer was attacked and injured. You better
my
come
way.
down. The captain is on his way. He'll want to question you about what happened.
And so it begins. Doctor, how's the patient?
A bit of head trauma. Not too serious. Restricted duties for 2 days.
Well, engineer, I'm glad you are still with us. I would very much like to hear everything you can remember about the attack.
Whoever did this succeeded in damaging our communications equipment, possibly beyond our capability for repair.
Commander, perhaps the questioning could wait until after the engineer rests for a short while.
Yes, Doctor. Of course.
Doctor, let's make that a very short while. In the meantime, Commander, we have the security detail waiting to give us some answers.
Morbius. I'm fearful for the safety of the captain and the other Earthship members. We must do all we can do to make certain that no harm comes to them.
Yes, of course, Alta. I wish for their safekeeping too. But we can only hope that they realize leaving here is their safest bet.
I'm not sure that I'll be happy to see him go. The captain, that is.
Alta, I knew that one day soon it would be necessary to return to Earth to continue your natural development. This visit from the Earth ship was unexpected, and I realize now that I have been negligent in educating you about interpersonal relations, so to speak. Until now, of course, there has been no need. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you feel a special connection with Captain Adams, then you must trust yourself to make the decision to make a relationship. To be sure, even for the most experienced, It may be difficult to know. Altera, I know you will choose wisely. Each one of you claims he was at his post and on watch last night and saw nothing. It's hard to believe that someone entered the ship and wasn't seen by the sentries. And you, Chief, you thought you heard breathing. I ordered security on high alert. I expect vigilance on your part, not excuses. Luke the cook, want to explain what you were doing outside the perimeter last night?
Yes, Captain. I had arrangements with Robbie to supply some whiskey for the kitchen galley. Mostly for culinary purposes, you understand?
Captain, I gave permission for him go out.
So, you were with the robot last night?
Yes, sir. From about 2100 hours to midnight, I guess.
All right, Luke. You're dismissed. I may want to talk to you later. Chief, you and your detail can return to your posts. It's time to pay Morbius a visit. Look, Alta is here. Maybe we will have a chance to speak with her without Morbius lurking about. Sorry to disappoint you, Captain. It seems that your people are the ones doing the lurking about. What can be the reason for today's visit? Morbius, my ship has been attacked. A crewman is injured, and our communications equipment has been damaged.
Captain, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm pleased that you are safe.
I warned you not to land here. If you remain on Altair 4, I promise you, the next attack will be more terrible, more deadly than before. Morbius, how do you know that? Know it. I seem to sense it. Call it a premonition, if you will.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
Yes, Alta. You and your father should come to the ship for your own safety. Don't be foolish, young man. My daughter and I are safe from any danger. We have been living on Altair 4 peacefully for many years. And in all those years, there was no hint of what killed the other expedition members. Never a sign of its reappearance. Only in my dreams. I feel that, somehow, whatever was responsible for the tragic deaths of the expedition members is still around, waiting to be reinvoked again.
I would say that sounds threatening.
Take it as a warning, Commander. You were advised to stay away. Your fate is your own doing.
Perhaps you could share the secret of your defenses with us, Morbius. Apparently, you seem to have no fear for your safety.
I have confidence in the safety of myself and my daughter. I can't be responsible for you and your shipmates, Lieutenant. The ship and its crew are my responsibility. We'll talk again later, Morbius. Good day, Altera. Good to see you again. Let's return to the ship now. Guess what, Ensign? I think we may be able to salvage the communications apparatus after all. Ask the engineer to come up here and take a look at the emissions coil.
Yes, sir. I'll call sickbay and ask him to come and give a hand.
It's difficult working alone on this, but I think I'm getting a handle on it now.
The doctor seemed reluctant at first, but agreed to release him from sickbay for a short visit.
Good. If anyone, the engineer is the one who can pull off this repair miracle. Engineer? Is that you already?
Captain, I have a priority message coming in on COM Channel 1.
Okay. Put it on main screen. Let's see what it is.
Captain, it's Dr. McCoy here, in the engineering section. I have some bad news. The communications lieutenant and ensign have both been killed. They were working on repairs to the communication equipment when they were attacked. McCoy, out.
Navigator, call the commander and science officer to the bridge immediately.
Yes, sir. Attention, attention. Commander Farman, Lieutenant Beckton, to the bridge.
We can't wait for another attack. It's time to go on the offensive. It's time to get answers from Morbius. I'm not going to lose any more of my crew.
Reporting to the bridge captain.
Commander, organize a funeral ceremony and burial detail for Lieutenant Lee and Ensign Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Afterwards, the lieutenant and I are going to confront Morbius and get answers, one way or another.
Yes, sir.
Commander, I'm leaving the ship in your hands. Jerry, do whatever it takes to keep the crew safe.
Yes, Captain. Be careful out there, John.
We will be careful, Commander.
We are assembled here to pay our respects to our fallen shipmates. They gave themselves in service to their duties. Let us continue in our service to duty, so that their sacrifice is not in vain. Detail dismissed. Okay, we have our orders. Let's carry them out.
Hello, Captain. And the lieutenant too.
Alta, thanks for coming to meet us here.
Your message sounded urgent. I hope there's no more bad news.
Altara, I'm afraid there is bad news.
Your father was right. The next attack was more deadly. 2 of my crew members have been killed.
That's terrible. I don't know what to say. But I think that it's my father that you really want to speak to, not me. Am I right?
You're right. But before that, we wanted the chance to hear your view on all of this. The meaning of what is happening here on Altair 4.
Morbius is at the temple, studying. I'll walk you there and explain all that I know along the way. Come follow me. The temple is located just outside the compound, in a wooded area. Come. The buildings you see here were built during the first year by the colonists. What you don't know is that my father discovered remnants of an ancient culture. He has been working hard to decipher their language for many years now. I'll tell you what he has discovered so far. There's Robbie. Stand on guard duty.
Will we be allowed to pass?
We will see.
I don't think I can accept his denial of admittance. It's imperative that we see Morbius.
Greetings, Altara. Good morning, Captain and Lieutenant.
Stand aside, Robbie. We wish to see Morbius.
Morbius is studying. Never to be disturbed here.
Let us through. We have important business.
I am monitored. To admit no one.
Isn't he programmed not to harm us?
True, Captain. Yet I am monitored. To admit no one.
Robbie. Emergency cancellation. Archimedes.
Acknowledged.
What is the meaning of this intrusion? Altera, you know I don't want to be disturbed when I'm working here. Where's Robbie?
I discharged him from his post. It was necessary so that the captain and lieutenant could meet with you.
Another meeting? Haven't we been over this already? The situation has changed, Morbius. 2 of my crew are dead. I'm going to find out how and why. I see, Captain. So then, you suspect me of murder?
Unfortunately, our list of suspects is very short, Morbius.
Alta has told us about your discovery here. Why have you kept it a secret from us? It may be something that needs to be shared with the rest of humanity. That's exactly what I knew you would say. Any knowledge discovered here will be disseminated to the rest of humanity in bits and pieces when deemed to be appropriate.
And who makes that judgment? You, Morbius?
Exactly, Lieutenant. I am the only one qualified to make that judgment. Fair enough. But about the unexplained deaths, it's time to bring out all the facts. It's time for your complete disclosure. All right then. I'll tell you everything. These temple remnants that you see around you are what is left of the Krull civilization. They perished suddenly 100 centuries ago. They were on the verge of a remarkable breakthrough. According to their records, they were developing the instrumentation that would give them the ability to project matter anywhere on the planet using only their thoughts. For some unknown reason, their civilization collapsed suddenly while on the brink of this magnificent achievement. I have been trying to solve the mystery behind their demise for years now, without success.
Morbius. Is it possible that the Cull managed to successfully complete their project? That their demise was the consequence of unimagined circumstances that they failed to foresee and failed to control?
What are you getting at, Lieutenant? Explain your theory, if you have one.
Perhaps the Cull never considered that their instrumentation would also project their subconscious desires and primitive impulses. A newly invented technology that permitted the Cull to materialize their innermost urges and personal vengeance against anyone and everyone else. Morbius. Isn't it possible that the Cull unintentionally destroyed themselves by setting their own private demons on one another? Monsters from the id.
Could it be that the same unseen beast that killed your expedition and has now attacked my crew could be left over from the Curl tragedy years ago? Impossible, young man. The last Curl died 10,000 years ago.
You are too close to the problem. The Cull instrumentation is still functioning and now serves its new master.
Me? Responsible for all those deaths. Nonsense. But it does make sense. After all, your expedition members were attacked and killed only after they decided to abandon Altair 4 against your wishes. Now, my ship's mission here is a new threat to you, a reason to re-invoke your subconscious monster. You said yourself that you sensed something ominous in your dreams. What man can remember his own dreams? You remembered enough to issue us a deadly warning. A warning you were too foolish to heed. Now, you must bear the responsibility for your thoughtlessness.
Father, you asked me to choose between staying here or leaving on the Earth ship. Well, now I've chosen. I'm leaving with the captain.
Alta, you can't really mean that.
Morbius. Something approaches from the southwest. It is quite close now.
Can Robbie be wrong? No. Morbius, you had better do something about it then. Altera is no longer safe. She has decided to join me. Say it isn't true, Altera.
I can't, Father. It is true, and I won't deny it.
Robbie, stop it. Destroy Robbie.
He can't. He knows. It's the other you. Take a look around. The Cull instrumentation is supplying power to your creation, Morbius, as much power as is necessary to accomplish the task.
Come. Follow me. We will seek shelter inside the temple. The walls are 36 inches thick. Morbius, don't think that these walls can stop what is coming for us.
Its power is almost limitless.
Father, is there no way to stop it?
There's nothing I can do. I'm helpless. I have no power to control it.
Morbius, are you sure? It's created from your subconscious mind.
Stop. I command you. Stop. Stop. I deny you. I deny you. I give you up.
Father, are you all right?
Son, you must throw the pair of levers. On that control box. It triggers a chain reaction, which will overload Nickel reactors and destroy the planet. Take Alterra and leave here. Within 3 hours' time, you must be 500,000 miles away from here before it explodes. Navigator, we must be at least 500,000 miles from Altair 4 to get clear. Alterra, take a good look. This planet, Altair 4, the Volarathon expedition, all of it will soon become just a memory. For you, and for all of us.
Yes, a memory. With it goes my father, and the only home that I've ever known.
And the secrets of the Kull civilization, forever lost.
And lost forever are two of our brave shipmates.
Well said, Commander. Captain, just coming to that distance. Now.
That small speck in the center of the screen is the Altair solar system. Any time now, in a brilliant flash, it will be gone. Alterra. 1,000 years from now, mankind will have advanced to where the Kurl civilization was. And your father's name will shine again like a beacon among the stars. Navigator, plot a course to the Earth orbit station. Commander, prepare to engage the hyperdrive. It's time to go home. Robbie, take your post at communications. Welcome aboard.
Aye, aye, Skipper.